Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and today we are talking about the biggest problem I've discovered with the TT01E Tamiya Truck that no one seems to be talking about. So here at Popalong RC we have been racing all kinds of Tamiyas, and my personal favourite at the moment is the Tamiya Truck racing. Now I've been running my Tamiya Truck for a couple of years, and I've discovered a massive issue which I've never even heard of. So this is, if I take the shell off, we can see that I have got here my Tamiya Truck. Now this is my original Tamiya Truck. This is the only Tamiya Truck that I've ever raced. We have got the Basher Skins chassis protector on there, and this truck was set up perfectly and has been performing very well. Locally, I've run this at some local clubs, Stevenage and MK. We've done a little trucktastic race meets, and then I took it off to Charged RC. And it was when I was at Charged RC that I started to notice a slight issue with the handling of the truck. And then I kind of put the car on the shelf, and I brought it out more recently for the trucktastic event, and I was racing up against Mr. Land. Now, I'm not making excuses, but Mr. Land is a very good driver, and Mr. Land knows how to set up a truck. However, last time I raced him with this truck, I was a lot closer to him, whereas this time he was lapping me quite comfortably. And the issue that I was having is I was unable to turn this car in as aggressively, and I was having a real issue in the turns. So, if I want to fix that, what I need to do is ensure that the ride height is as low as I can get it. So, I took my truck, I put it on the board, I got my ride height gauges, like so, and I tested the ride height. And it was sitting at, in fact, let me check it now and see what it is sitting at. If I push that on there, I'm going to push it down, take my ride height gauge. At the back, I can pretty much push that all the way under. At the front, it is running at, I'll say on that side, it literally slides all the way through. So where the motor is, it's sitting at about 8.5. Over this side, it's higher than 9mm ride height. The optimum ride height for a Tamiya Truck, when racing, you want to be getting as close to 5mm as possible. And at the moment, it's sitting closer to 10mm. And that is where the issue lies, because when it comes to turning, it was wallowing in the turn, and I was really struggling to get it in because the ride height was too high. I couldn't carry the same amount of speed through the turns. So I discovered my issue. However, I'd made no changes to this car, this truck, since I originally built it. So what I thought I'd do is I'd go in, just in case I had switched out the shocks, I'd rebuild all my shocks. So what we're running on here is we are running the Yeah Racing 50mm shocks, and when you build the shocks, you'll have your piston, and what we do is we place two rubber washers underneath the piston head, so that when you pull it out the bottom, it shortens the shock. Therefore, you can get the lower ride height, because the Tamiya Truck wheels are bigger than the touring car wheels, so therefore naturally it sits a little bit higher. So that is how you fix the issue with the ride height. So I was expecting there not to be washers inside these shocks. However, when I took it all apart and rebuilt them, the washers were there. and I was very confused. And I was thinking to myself, well, if I put the 55mm shocks on instead of the 50mm shocks, and my mind was a little bit boggled, and I couldn't quite work out why I couldn't get this car to sit at 5mm ride height, because that's what I wanted to ensure that I could be as aggressive as I wanted to be around the track, and that would make a massive difference to the truck's performance on the track. And then it dawned on me. This truck is the original truck that I've been running my Savox servo, my Core 21 motor, my Relalo radio. I've got an additional fan there to keep the heat down, and everything about this truck is as I originally set it out to be, built how I wanted it and performing perfectly. These tyres are the original tyres. Now, when we race the trucks, initially the tyres are quite hard, like these ones here. These are a brand new set of tyres. The rubber's quite hard, and the rubbers on these are really nice and soft. We use tyre additive at our local club, which allows for the tyres to soften, and therefore you get a little bit better grip, so therefore you can handle taking the turns a little bit faster. What does happen then is, as you get to the turns, the tyres are soft, so therefore you start getting grip roll, traction roll. So what we end up doing is applying a thick layer of super glue around the outside wall of the front tyres only, and we come up over onto the ledge. Now, what tends to happen with these tyres is they get softer over time, and the grip increases and they get better and better and better. So you can carry a lot more speed through the turns because you've got lots of grip. But I was struggling because I had the grip. The car wasn't an issue, but what was happening is the car was wallowing because it was just too high off the track. And then I thought to myself, what am I doing wrong? And I thought, shall I run a new set of tyres just to check it out? And when I placed my tyre next to the tyres on the truck, I realised that these tyres have actually expanded considerably, so the wheels now are a lot bigger than the wheels were when you get it straight out of the box. So the reason I couldn't get the ride height down was nothing to do with the shock setup. It's because the wheels have grown. The wheels have actually grown. They are considerably bigger than they were, and that is a slight issue. So whereas top end speed, this thing is absolutely flying because I've got a bigger diameter wheel, and the rubber's nice and soft, so I've got good grip in the turn. But where I'm struggling is that change of direction. It's wallowing around because the ride height is so much greater. So therefore, I think it's time I put some new rubber on the Tamiya trucks, and that is something I didn't even register. Who would have thought your tyres would grow over time? I mean, with the GT12s and the LMP racing, we are often truing our tyres and cutting our tyres down. Tyres tend to wear out, and as they wear out, they lose tread and they get smaller. Never before, or never in a million years, would I think a tyre would actually grow and grow to the point that these ones have. And obviously when you get on the throttle as well, there's a little bit of ballooning that goes on, and they expand even further. So when these guys are actually running, you're probably looking at an extra couple of mil in ride height there. So that is the unspoken issue with the Tamiya trucks. Have your wheels expanded? Have your tyres grown? Go check your ride height, guys. Is this a first? Am I the only person that's experienced this? Or is this a thing that I just didn't know about because no one ever told me? Anyway, hopefully that video has been informative to you. Like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and hopefully we will see you trackside for another video soon.